Thank you for tuning back into the KAZ Radio and Television Network for a new and exciting interview on Good Day with Olivia. And I'm your host, Olivia Winstead, here serving up the good news happening right here in the city of Cleveland. Today, this show is for the wrestling fans out there. Today in the studio, I have Cleveland's UXW wrestling star in the building. If you follow wrestling here in Cleveland, then you know him as Razor Sharp. I would like to welcome him to the studio today, Jeff Sharpneck. Jeff, welcome to the studio.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. Good day.
Excited to have you here
Thank
today. Jeff is here to give us some updates on the sport, talk about wrestling, share his knowledge on the sport, and keep us sharp on the sport. He's here to give us some updates on some upcoming events.
Yep.
And before we get right into the topic, Jeff, where are you from?
I am from, people that know me, Razor Sharp is from Hotlanta, Georgia. But I grew up actually in Mayfield Heights, Ohio.
What brought you up here to Cleveland?
Well, I'm up here tonight supporting my friends with Absolute Intense Wrestling. They have a show out in Akron, which I'm going to. They actually have for WWE superstar Ricky the Dragon Steamboat on their show tonight. So I came up there to support them and to promote the upcoming UXWA show March 18th.
Now, you live in Cleveland, is that correct?
Yes. Yeah. I've been here about on and off. I go back from Atlanta to here on and off. So, but usually here because I promote. When I'm in town for shows, I come back and I promote shows and everything.
How long have you been here in Cleveland, or coming back and forth to Cleveland?
Coming back and forth from Cleveland for about 4 years.
Okay. What school did you attend?
I graduated when I was younger. I went because I grew up in Mayfield Heights. I went to Mayfield Heights High School.
Okay.
Yes. I won't tell you what year I graduated because that's showing my age.
You don't have to share if you don't want to. You're a wrestler.
Yes.
Tell us how your wrestling career began.
Well, as always, as when you go become a wrestler, I was a huge fan back in the day when I was a lot younger. I was a huge fan. I was like, this is be fun. And I checked it out. I went to indie shows back in the day and everything. I just started talking to the people. I'm like, hey, how do you get in this? And I was hooked up with one of the wrestlers back in the day, and he trained me. He helped me train me, and then from there I just been doing shows. I've been doing shows on and off for about 7 years now. So, what
inspired you to get into wrestling specifically? Was there anyone you looked up to?
There was a few. I looked up to the tag team called the Rock and Roll Express. I love their moves and their enthusiasm. I was a big fan of Junkyard Dog.
Are these indie wrestling?
These are actually guys that were in the business. Junkyard Dog was a big superstar in Mid-South and WWF. Now it's WWE.
Okay.
And then Rock and Roll Express was a huge tag team in the 80s and 90s for WWE and WCW and everything. So yeah.
Forgive me, I'm not up to knowledge in the sport,
that's fine.
That's why you're here to teach me.
That's fine.
Why is wrestling important to you?
Important to me is because I just like the smiles that the kids get when you come out there and you do, they cheer and smile and laugh. I just do it for the fans and to make them have a good time.
The kids, do they remind you of yourself?
Oh yeah, big time. And I used to go to shows and they came out and I'm like, oh, it's him or it's him, and you give them high fives and stuff like that, and they're just like smiling.
Do you have any children?
No, I don't have any children.
No children, nieces or nephews.
I have. My brother has 5 kids.
Okay.
So yeah. So
any of them into the sport? Or are you the only one?
They're getting there. They have actually seen a couple of my shows, put my matches on YouTube, and they think it's a riot. They're like, That's Uncle. That's Uncle. I'm like, yes, it's me. So they get a kick out of it.
Do you wear a costume to the show?
Well, as always, I have I wear because I'm a huge Atlanta Falcon fan. So I wear my Atlanta Falcon jersey, and I just have these like razor wire tights.
That's your signature style.
Yes. Yeah.
On the wrestling, what is that? The wrestling stage? What do you call that? The
Yeah.
ring?
No. Yeah. The wrestling arena, wrestling stage, and everything.
When you became part of when did you become part of UXWA?
Actually, I've been part of UXWA since the beginning. We started shows. We wrestled out in Eastlake, Ohio. There was a little owner came out there and he wanted to put something together out there. So we're like, yeah. So we came about and we were doing shows in front of. We started doing shows in front of like 11 to like 15 people. And he was like, well, he had to take some time off and everything. And when he came about, he came to the West Side. And he's like, guys, I was like, got a really good deal. I want to start shows again. So I was like, yeah. I was like, I've been there since the beginning. So now we're in Brooklyn, Ohio, and we do shows that have 100 to 150 people a show and everything. So everybody calls me the UXWA original because I've been there since day one.
How many members are in you? Who? How many people are running UXWA right now?
Right now, I believe there's two owners. I know I just get a paycheck from them, so I really don't know who they are. But I know they started off in memory of their mom and dad and grandma. They used to be huge wrestling fans, and they started this in memory of them. And basically, we have enough guys and everything to do about 6 to 8 matches, and the show is usually around 2 hours long.
How and where did it all begin? Did it start here in Cleveland? Did you specify a location?
Yeah, we started. UXWA started out in Eastlake, Ohio, out east, and then we brought it over to Brooklyn, Ohio now.
Could you explain to the audience what UXWA is? Obviously, a wrestling league. I'm not sure.
Yes, UXWA is a wrestling federation based out of Brooklyn, Ohio. We do 5 shows a year, and we do them every other month. And we actually take the summer off. But I heard I've been hearing rumblings that we might be doing a outdoor show in July for the fans. It's going to be a fan appreciation day, and basically we do we usually do them on Saturday nights. But now we're trying something new. We do them on Sunday afternoons and everything. So they've been working out. They're working out pretty well for us.
Sunday afternoons, right after church.
Right after church.
What's the significance about UXWA? What sets it apart from other wrestling leagues? Is it the only one here?
No. There's actually a lot of them in Ohio, but there's what sets us off is we're more family friendly. We do them for the kids. I know it's like 2 kids 12 and under get in free with a paid adult and everything, and it's basically like, and what we do is we use more younger talent that are actually going through wrestling school, because as I said, we are friends with the AIW, Absolute Intense Wrestling, and they actually have a school that they train guys to get better and to move up, and we actually use a lot of their students.
Do you mind talking a little bit more about that school?
No,
Do you have any more information
yes,
you can share with the audience?
Actually, this is how you know if you want to come be a pro wrestler, you have to go to school. I know a lot of people are like, oh hey, I saw it on TV, I can do that in my backyard. No, you want to learn from people that been in the business, that know how to do it right. Because like I said, you don't want to hurt somebody. You don't want to break a neck or do something and something happens. But yes, AIW has a really good wrestling school. And if you want to get a hold of them, just give them an email at aiw@aiwrestling.com, and they'll give you all the information. And I know they train, I think, Monday through Thursdays. So yeah, it's a big thing. If you guys want to do it, you got to do it right and make sure you guys don't get hurt.
Now back to UXWA.
Yes.
What do you offer your affiliates, the people who are under the league, who
Well, we have
fight in the league,
we have
or wrestle in the league?
we have 3 champions. Brian Carson is our he holds our heavyweight champion. He actually won it at our last show, so he's our heavyweight champion. Actually, he's going to be in a triple threat match at our big show coming up in March. Then we have Larry the King Baller. He's actually our Roku television champion because we're actually on Roku and YouTube. People can see that. And then we have actually a new tag team that are unbelievable. It's a Philly Marino Experience. They're actually our tag team champions. And so we have the champions, and we put on a good show. We put on a really good show.
Does UXWA offer training, coaching, or advertising?
We don't offer training. We actually when people contact UXWA and they want to become, we actually just we send them off to our booker, and we also, hey, if you want to get trained and everything, we also just tell them to go to AIW and everything, because that's where some of our guys and everything went training. Okay. We just don't have a facility right now and everything. We do the shows, and then because AIW.
So you facilitate the show for them.
Yes.
And do you do any promotion for them?
I
see you have.
Yeah, we actually do
advertising.
Yeah, we would do promotions like at our show. We basically have we hand out flyers for their shows, because we kind of work together. We don't conflict shows of see if they're having a show. We actually try to help them, because sometimes they'll run on a Friday, and we'll either run on a Saturday or Sunday to help them out. They're doing a Saturday show because they're out Akron. They're out Akron today, but they usually run on a Friday show. They're actually in Cleveland as well.
Okay. Now you called out the champions.
Yes.
You named them. How many wrestlers are under UXWA?
There's about 14 to 15, but like I said, it's just because it's in the independent thing. We don't have contracts. We can't say, oh, if you wrestle for us, you can't wrestle for them, because it's only one thing. It's independent. They're independent contractors, so we can't be now if we were Vince McMahon and we had unlimited pockets, we'd be like, hey, we signed you to this deal, you can't wrestle anywhere else. But because it's independently, everybody wrestles for everybody, pretty much.
Minorities in UXWA. How diverse is the wrestling federation?
Pretty good. We have a lot of, we have all our culture and everything in there. So we give everybody a chance. Yeah, we give everybody a shot and chance and everything.
How do you reach out to people to promote UXWA?
We do it all the time. We have a Facebook page. We do a Facebook page. We actually have a couple sponsors. We hang flyers, we hang posters, but pretty much it's basically you get flyers, and we go to places like convenience stores and everything, and be like, hey, we're a local wrestling company. Can we put flyers up in your store? And they say yay or nay. And basically, it's just getting word out. It's just getting the word out to people and everything, and and then you want to get sometimes we give tickets away, because getting somebody in there, and they'll they get in for free, but we sell merchandise, we sell concessions, so that person, hey, you know what, I went to this good show, let me tell this person, and then the next show you have 3 off of that one person.
Okay, so you engage with your audience using social media, or just putting yourself out there,
Yes.
putting your flyers out, and bringing them in with courtesy tickets, so they can bring in more audience. That sounds wonderful, and I'm interested in learning more. I asked you about minorities in UXWA.
Well, if you want to check us out, it's an invitation for you guys. If you guys want to come out, Saturday, March 18th is our next show. Just come to the door, ask for me, and you guys are more welcome to come and check out a good show.
Thank you. Women in UXWA. Are there any women?
We actually did have about a few months ago at our show, we actually had a women's match. It went really good. It's actually our highest view on YouTube. It has I think almost like 40,000 views, and it was against Britt Baker and Faye Jackson. Faye Jackson is from Ohio, and she's a big, starting to be a big name. She wrestles for other companies.
Faye Jackson.
Faye Jackson.
Okay, I remember.
It was actually a good amount. But we're trying. That's another thing we're looking into like a women's division and UXWA getting a women's title and stuff like that too, because a lot of people like to see women wrestle and everything. So that's another thing we're looking into.
Wrestling in the Christian community. What's your relationship like in the Christian community? I know we were talking. I'm sorry.
Okay.
We were talking earlier, and a lot of the shows are held inside of a church, so you must have some connection.
Yeah, I mean, we try to get the word out, and and then like I said, it's just I'm in talks with people and to do some more stuff in the Christian community and stuff like that, and make them even bigger.
Indie versus big promotion.
Yes. What's between the two?
Yes. How do they differ?
All right. Well, the big promotion is basically indies are basically the beginning of people where they want to go. The kids obviously you have to be 18 and older to start. So basically you want to go from, if you're younger, you want to go start an indie and you want to go to one of the big ones. Right now, unfortunately, the really big one is WWE, but there's other ones. There's Ring of Honor and stuff like that. So basically what it is the big promotions actually look at indie guys and say, hey, you know what? And also the WWE has their own startup. It's called NXT, and it's basically where they sign people and they go to NXT, and then when you do good at NXT, you move up to WWE.
So big promotion, they're making their own indie league.
Yes, they have their own NXT, and basically what it is they'll sign guys, and though they actually have a whole performance center down in Florida, and it's like I don't know, I think it's like 30,000 square feet, and it has I think it has 4 or 5 wrestling rings, a gym, and that's where you go to train and everything, and then they put you on NXT, and then when you do good at NXT, you move up to the big leagues.
Has anyone from UXWA moved on to big promotion?
Not yet. We actually had two big guys come to UXWA. Actually, our first Slamomania, we had his name was Shark Boy. He's actually wrestled in Impact Wrestling and everything. He actually came in and he actually saved. He helped me win my match when I was getting jumped and everything. So he come in and helped me and saved me. And then we actually had in September, I believe, our one we had a Grado. He was from actually Scotland. He came in and helped us out, and he came in and from Scotland. He actually is from he does a lot of indie work in Scotland, and he was actually in Impact Wrestling as well.
Do you have any idea what brought him here specifically?
Well, actually what it was is our friends with AIW. The AIW had a show Friday, and he actually did a show for them on Friday, and he asked if he can come over and work for us, and we said absolutely, because we were big fans of him, and he actually did a show for us on Sunday. So it was a really fun wrestling weekend that way. But but a lot of people from, not from us, but with AIW has moved up. They actually a gentleman named Raymond Rowe, him and his tag team partner, and they actually were signed to WWE, and I think they're going to debut here soon. And another guy from AIW, EC3, just debuted the other night for NXT. So a lot of guys that move up from AIW and everything is either signed or about to get signed with the WWE. So they actually move up.
Let's talk about the career differences.
Yes.
Indie versus big promo. What is the difference? Can you have a lucrative career in indie? And educate us.
You know what with that is when you're independent, you can it's you. When you move up, they actually give you a name and give you a persona and everything. But when you're an indie, you can be yourself. I've known there's a tag team in Ring of Honor called Young Bucks. and they make a pretty good living, and they make a good living with marketing and merchandise and selling themselves. And a lot of people like the indie route because they get to do what they want to do. They're not told what they want to do. Like, this is what you have to do. Like with indie, like, you can be out and be yourself.
What now in big promo? What are they telling people they have to do?
Just like their vision. You know, they're like, okay, well, you're this person. You know, you're this person. I want you to do this, this, and this, and then and that's what it is.
So a wrestler, like there's a lady, I can't. Her catchphrase is "Feel the glow." Do you know her name?
Yes.
Is that not? I thought I recall seeing an interview where she was explaining that was her personal style, the green color. I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems
they can have you can have a vision and you can bring it up to them, but it's ultimately up to them. They're a creating team. They could be like, hey, you know what? I have this new thing for my character. They could say yes or no. But if in your indie, I could be like, oh, I could have that, and it's only you. And if it doesn't work, that's on you. So if you could tell them and be like, hey, you know what? I have this new idea, and they could be like yes or no. So like I said, that's the thing. You gotta ask a lot of permission when you're up in the big time.
Let's talk about the difference in media attention.
Yes.
Obviously, maybe not. I could be wrong. But I knew more about big promo than I did indie leagues.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the difference in media coverage? Like why do we hear so much more about
big pro? Basically, what it is, it all comes down to and it sucks to say, it all comes down to money. It's basically what it is. I mean, there's a lot of, like you said, a lot of people say, oh, well, I didn't know this was happening in my city. It's just because getting the word out, because there's a lot of indie feds around Ohio. And I only affiliate with myself with like two of them because they help us out. But there's a lot more around Ohio, and it's basically just more money and more media coverage.
Are indie leagues, are you all in competition with each other, or?
You know what? A lot of people are, because a lot of people, get the ego and stuff like that. That's why we try to stick together and, say, like, if I'm running a show, the other two guys that like have our backs, they won't run a show, but other people will be like, well, I don't care about them. I'll run the same day and hopefully get more people than he does. And it's just like, it sucks to say, because we can't be, a tight-knit group and work together. It always has to be like, oh, well, we're better than them and we're better than that. It's just, to me, in the end, I'm a wrestling fan. I'll go to this person, I'll go to this person's show, because that's what I do. I support wrestling. I don't bash anybody. And it sucks to say, because a lot of people bash each other. And it's just like, can we all work together?
Now, let's get into some hot topics here.
Okay.
This is a really sensitive topic, and I want to use this as an opportunity to educate the audience and bring awareness to the subject and teach us, share your knowledge about it.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about transgender wrestling in gender-specific leagues. So there was, for the past 2 years in a row, an 18-year-old, Mac Beggs from Texas.
Okay.
He's been dominating in female wrestling leagues for the past 2 years. Now, I do understand that these were high school leagues,
okay.
So I don't know if there's a difference. But why don't you tell it? Big fuss all through social media. Can you explain to the audience why are people so upset about this? What's all the noise about?
I think I've heard about this in the news and everything. Basically, I think what it is because they think he's basically, I guess, still a male, and he instead of wrestling men, he wants to be in, identify himself as a lady. And yes, if it was in high school, there is actually a difference. They basically, do the style and they wrestle on mats and everything. We're basically, we're entertainment. We have a wrestling ring, and we basically what I tell everybody what we're from is we're basically WWE on a smaller scale and everything. But like with this, everybody's all up in arms. They think like, well, here's a male pretending to be a female just so he can dominate, which is a hard subject.
That's how people feel about it.
Yeah, I think that's what it is because he's portraying to be a female, but he's still, and so people don't know what the real story is.
They think he's in it for the advantage.
Yes.
Now, is this a new occurrence? Transgender wrestling is this the only case like this?
Honestly, this is the only thing I've heard of about this. So yes, I think this is like a rare occurrence.
Typically, are physical differences considered or even important factors when you're having a wrestling match?
Yeah. I mean, you wanna make sure that you know what you're doing out there, and like me, I'm a bigger guy, and I'm trying to lose weight and everything. I'm like that person, like I'll lose the weight, and then something will happen. I'll gain some of it back. So basically, you want to be in because there's a lot of you're running around, you're hitting the ropes and stuff like that. You want to make sure your stamina's up. You don't want to go out there and you get all hyped, and all of a sudden, like 3 minutes in the match, and you're just like, I need water. Stuff like that. So that's basically what it is and everything.
And I'm no doctor or biologist, but clearly there are physical differences between men and women. Was that not considered here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A lot of physical difference and everything. It just you just want to make sure you're just in physical shape, and so you get because if you're not, you can get hurt.
Smack talking.
Yes.
And cutting promos so that's big, and big promo, is that a thing in indie wrestling?
Yeah, I mean a lot of people like want to do promos and everything. You want to smack talk, but you don't want to like be derogatory and hurt. You just want to get this person I'm facing this, but a lot of people in any you want to because a lot of people just use their phones these days and cut a promo in a car or something like that.
What is it for? What's the significance?
It's basically hyping your match. March 18th when we have the show, we'll have somebody smack talk like an opponent just to hype their match up. So be like, oh wow, these guys are going to really tear it up on March 18th. That's basically what it is.
Get the fans excited.
Yes, get the fans excited.
Okay, well, get us excited about these upcoming events.
Okay.
What is it? When is it? Where?
Okay, well, the next UXWA event is March 18th. It's called Slamomania 3. It's our 4-year anniversary. That's at it's going to be in Brooklyn, Ohio, at Dr. Martin Luther Church. It's on Ridge Road, 4470 Ridge Road in Brooklyn, Ohio. And it's going to be really, really sweet. Actually, I actually have some of the matches. I was just informed, so let me get that real quick. Gotta love social media. But so actually we have one of the matches that are really get the fans involved will be we have a group called the Production. They're actually going to face our tag team champions Philly Marino Experience and Larry the King Baller, and that's going to be because Larry the King's our Roku champion, the Philly Marino is our tag team champion. All titles are on the line. So if the Production wins, Derek Direction and his partner will get the tag team, and Eddie Only will get the Roku champion.
Where can people learn more information and get tickets? We
have our Facebook page. Just go to facebook.com/theuxwa, and we actually we have pre-sale tickets, and if people come see me in public and everything, I'll sell you a ticket. And pre-sale tickets are $10, $15 at the door, and like I said, 2 kids, 12 and under, with a paid adult get in free. We will have merchandise for sale, and we'll have snacks and food and concessions for sale as well.
For the fans out there, how do you get in the sport?
basically, like I said before, is you just gotta learn and train and go get a good school that you go. Because like I said, AAW is not the only school. I just promote them because they're our friends. They help us back up. But just go to school and make sure you do it right. Because you just don't want to go out and say, hey, I saw this on TV.
And end up hurting yourself.
Yes.
How can the audience members reach out to UXWA? Can they just send you a message on Facebook?
Yeah, just send me
an email address.
send us a message on Facebook.
Any phone numbers?
Not right now. Everything's getting involved, but just send us an email on Facebook and like I said, the UXWA.
We're gonna close out with a message to the fans. Anything you want to say to our listeners out there, or young fans?
Young fans, just keep on doing what you do. Come out and support us and support indie wrestling.
Thank you for tuning in to Good Day with Olivia. Tune in next week.